Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today I've got another 2 replays to show you in the Tier 10 British Premium Tank Destroyer, the Technodrome, which is of course the Turtle tank. Now I apologise, I've already had 2 replays in this tank already, but I had these 2 replays left off and I thought, well, I might as well put it out now while the tank is still available to purchase, and then that'll be the last time I'll put a replay of this tank for quite some time. So here already on the first replay here, we push into a position here on Sidgefield to try and spot the cross on the field area, but it looks like nothing's actually crossing there, and I've realised that there is no enemy light tank in the game, and it might give me the option, the freedom to actually take control of the field. If you want to see the crew setup and equipment setup, that will be displayed on the bottom of the screen as I speak. But as you say, the Technodrome has got fantastic mobility, a combination of very good concealment values and good view range and an amazing gun. So if I'm going to get the freedom to win this field area, because it kind of looks like no enemy tanks have come this way, I'm just going to take control of it earlier, because that's going to give us some really decent map control and might allow me to swing around on the enemy base and try and abuse my concealment values and see if I can get some shots in, just like I did about catching that enemy heavy tank off there. High rolling on my 650 alpha round, rolling for 705. So a really decent start to this game. Now, as you can see here, I'm spotting a few more targets and I have full control of this field area. So there's one enemy tank destroyer caught out in this sort of B4 location, and that is my target, which I'm now going to try and get rid of. So I'm coming around behind him, so I'm going to have easy shots here. I do manage to pen. Unfortunately, I do get spotted for that shot. Maybe I should have actually got a little bit more distance to avoid getting spotted there, but no harm comes from it. I don't end up losing any hit points. And then I spot an enemy Progetto, and I put a shot into that Progetto, but it looks like that Progetto may actually be AFK. So I'm going to try and focus his enemy tank destroyer out if I can, who's the immediate threat. Now he does lose his spot, but as you can see, he was still there, and I managed to get a shot in there and finishing him off, putting myself onto 3,200 damage. I don't know if I even ammo racked him blind there. You know, I might have done by the looks of it, which is kind of disgusting. But we do finish off that tank destroyer, and I'm going to have to kill this enemy Progetto now before I can move on, because although he's AFK, if he's still going to keep me spotted essentially if I close the distance on him. So I want to try and finish him off. I'll swap to the small single shot round to finish him off there, and there we go. We've killed him there, picking up 5,000 damage already and 2 kills. We've still 11 tanks in the game and still a lot of hit points left, so it's still actually a close game. Although we've taken whole control of this area, the game's pretty close. Now I did spot, I think, an enemy Batchat crossing in an enemy medium tank in the middle of the map there, and I managed to put a shot into him now, putting him onto a 1-shot. Now again, I've got to kind of deal with this tank. I need to really get rid of him before I can move on if I can. I'll try and go for the blind shot. Unfortunately, I do lose the spot, but I should be able to outspot him. But he is left on a 1-shot, so I'm kind of like, at this point, we're actually losing the game. So I kind of want to help my teammates who are fighting on the other side of the map in the town and see if I can try and help them win, because otherwise I'm concerned that we're going to start losing numbers of our team. So you see the enemy heavy tank, which I've just spotted there in the sort of town area. I'm going to try and get to the base to try and take these tanks out. Our friendly Valor just killed the enemy medium who I was fighting earlier, so I don't have to deal with that medium tank now. But I'm trying to get rear shots on these tanks, and I'm going to try and catch him out here. You see, I've catch this enemy heavy tank out here. He's focusing on the teams in front of him, not aware that I'm behind him now, putting shots into him. And now I'll put him into a real set of bother, because he's fighting tanks in front of him, but I'm just able to farm him while my team are spotting him here, and I'm going to try and finish up and pick up the kill. I just got to look for the natural kill shot there. I do pick it up, and we take out the enemy Chinese heavy tank there, putting us under 6,000 damage with 3 kills, closing this game up now to bringing it back to an 8 versus 8, so still very even. But you can just see this is what happened when I've just got this free reign of the map, if you like. By winning that field area, I think was a good decision with no enemy team being there, because it's given me the freedom to drive straight through the base. I'm going to come behind these enemy tanks now and start putting shots into them where they're not going to like that, because they're going to be put into an awkward situation, which is going to help out our team, because at this game it's far from over here. It's probably the enemy team definitely have the advantage at this point, but I've got free reign on farms on the rear now. I do get spotted, unfortunately, which is giving the game up, giving my position away. I do finish off the enemy Malsham, but now I need to back into cover, because I assume these tanks may well be making their way back towards me, or they're going to push further forward. I want to try and spot that and find out. But we spot the enemy Death Star. We put a nice shot into that Death Star, putting us on to 8,000 damage already, with still a lot of hit points remaining. Trying to get another shot into that Death Star. We do, putting us on to 8,400 damage now. And we spot another enemy Chieftain, I believe. Got to be careful, because I obviously don't want to get shot by that Death Star and taken out. And it looks like they're coming back towards me, so I've decided I'm going to actually retreat now, rather than allow the Death Star to close the distance on me and then potentially one-shot me. You know, if he sets me on fire, I don't have any armour, he could do that maybe. He could pen me with a HE even. So I'm going to pull back and get my distance, because it kind of looked like the enemy Chieftain was also making their way. So I'm hoping now that they're going to cross towards us, and I'm going to outspot them to get the shots in, because this game is, again, it's been pretty close all the way through. You know, it's a 4 versus 4 now. Although we've had a very good game, it's still far from over. I think there's an enemy Tyrann and an enemy Grill left. It looks like the enemy Death Star's just got taken out by our friendly Tyrann, and then there's this enemy heavy tank as well, which I think was a Chieftain anyway. So we're going to go back to where we were, or maybe they haven't pushed forward, and they have. An enemy Tyrann is now pushing me, and an enemy Grill, and I'm in a real awkward set of bother now. I couldn't go right because I was going to get shot by the Grill. And if I'm honest, I feel like my game's up at this point, because I'm getting pushed by Grill and the Tyrann, both tanks. You know, Tyrann's got 1,000 alpha almost, 750 alpha on the Grill. It's not looking good. I'm just going to try and get as much damage out of this as I can. Unfortunately, I eat the Tyrann shot. I am a one-shot, so I swap to the single shot fire, trying to get some more damage in. I need one more shot to get above the 10k. We do get the 10k in, but then, yeah, this is not good. I'm going to get taken out here by the Tyrann. Not a great deal I can do about it. Dodged the gorilla shot there, but then I get finished off by the Tyrann, which is a real shame, because that Tyrann had a lot of hit points. You know, if I did get out of there, then I maybe could have picked up 11,000 or more damage. But hopefully I've done enough to that enemy gorilla, put them onto a one-shot that our team can get the win. We're going to have to skip ahead to the scoreboard to find out. Okay, so we do manage to pick up the win, and despite unfortunately getting taken out at the end, which is a shame, we still do 10,000 damage with 4 kills and a high caliber. This game is so capable. This tank is so capable of these 10k games. It's honestly fantastic. He's only the first class, even with 10,000 damage and 4 kills, still a first class. But that brings us then to replay number 1. We got one more replay to come, and I'll see you over there in a little bit. Okay, so that brings us to the final replay then on the proc, where we are platooned up with Big Swindle 321 itself in the AMX 50B. Now, there is 2 enemy front police in the game, 2 enemy artillery, but there is no enemy light tank, which is very good news for us, because that's going to allow us to, or give us an advantage, because it's going to be less likely that we're going to get spotted. We're more likely to be able to abuse the fantastic concealment and good view range. Remember, this tank has 410 view range, which it has, and we should be able to outspot targets and spot for our team, as well as trying to get some damage. So we're going to push to the 1-2 line initially, try and get up in the bushes aggressively, which should give us an opportunity to spot for our team and potentially spot for ourselves to be able to get some shots in. So we go to the first stage of the bush initially, and an enemy heavy tank is making his advance towards us, but I don't really have a shot. I only have a shot at his turret, which is unlikely to pen like that. I was looking for a shot on this lower plate, but I don't have it. Now, he is pushing very aggressively, which is kind of awkward for us. I really need our team to start focusing that tank out if we can, because if he gets any closer, he's probably going to spot us, which is going to force us to run, which is going to basically mean the enemy team can extend their view range, and I don't want that. I don't want our targets getting spotted. I want to be the one keeping them at distance, if you like. But unfortunately, he is pushing. He's managed to get all the way here full health. I've got to run and I get spotted for it, which is not great. So I do eat a shot from a TD, which is obviously high up on the one line, and now it's just a case of survival mode. I need to get out of there and dodge. I'll try and get a shot into the heavy tank. Like I say, this tank's a problem. The enemy artillery is looking to shoot us, but the enemy Technodrome, which I assume shot us earlier, has got taken out, which is good, and we do lose our spot, but we are forced right back, and I need to take out this enemy heavy tank. We have at least put a big shot in. He gets shut down by our friendly Lehman Ross there, and now we're focusing out this other remaining enemy heavy tank, which is also pushed aggressively, and we put him onto a one shot. So not ideal, but we lost a big chunk of our hit points there, but in the end we managed to take out the threat, or neutralise the threat of those two heavy tanks pushing us, putting ourselves onto 2,500 damage with 500 assistance, and more importantly allowing us to now push further forward to extend our view range again for our team, and try and spot these targets which are at the back at the sort of A12 area, and maybe we can get some shots into things like Leopard, who's playing the ridge line there as well. Our friendly heavy tank with us just gets shot down by a tier 9 waffle, so we know there is a waffle at the back, and there was an enemy gorilla. I can't remember. No, I think that gorilla is still alive. Yes, it's a Technodrome that got taken out. So there's definitely some targets down the 1-2 line. I have reversed all the way round and trying to sort of slowly extend my view range, because I want to be in a position that I can get out quickly. Because remember, this tank doesn't turn very well, which is why I use clutch braking. So I want to give myself the best opportunity to run, because what I'm doing is risky but also necessary. I've got a spot for my team here, otherwise we won't be shooting at anything, and if we're going to need to progress this map, we're going to have to spot. So I do push further forward, and I'm spotting this enemy rat who's getting taken out there, who's getting shot. I opted not to fire initially because I didn't want to lose concealment, you know, and basically give us an opportunity of getting spotted. But now that Murat moved back, I thought I've got a good opportunity in not getting detected, which is what happened when I fired there and got a shot into the gorilla. We then spot the enemy artillery, and we're looking for another big shot into this target, because Fumbleys is running and we need to take him out. So we put him onto a potential, well, a 2-shot for us here. Going to opt for go for the blind shot in case he's still there. Unfortunately, it looks like he has moved. We do spot him again, but now we're on a reload, so he may get shut down before we get shot in. But by the looks of it, none of our team are having shots at him. We do get the shot into that enemy artillery, who gets shut down, but we do get spotted for it, and we're now trying to run again. There's something there which is spotting us in the bush, whether it's that Murat maybe, because I think there is a target which is in the sort of A1 area, or to the left, like really hugging the map border, which I think is the enemy Murat, and that's going to make it difficult for us to spot, because of the way this hill is. It is a good chance that if we spot him, he's also going to spot us. But the enemy gorilla gets detected, and we're able to shut him down pretty quickly. This gun is very, very nice. It really does hit those shots well. And yeah, the accuracy on this gun is fantastic, and honestly the gun is crazy really. Puts us on to 5,000 damage. Going to try and get a shot into the waffle, but the waffle gets absolutely deleted, but we at least pick up the assistance, putting us onto 5,000 damage with 2,600 assistance now. And I think most of the enemy team have left the 1-2 line. I still think there's a target in the sort of the B1 area, but I'm just going to leave him, because there's a lot of targets which are also now on the hill, and I'm going to just try and draw him out and try and push forward, because I wanted to catch anything out which is trying to leave. Now, it is a concern of mine that the enemy Murat might poke and try and get shots into us, but we do, at least for being that aggressive, manage to shut down the enemy artillery. I am now detected though. I suspect that I'm pretty confident there's a Murat in that corner. Yes, there is a Murat in that corner, who's a 2-shot to us, and I really need our team to hit these shots on him, because if he comes over and over peaks on us, he might be able to take us out. We would like to think he would get shot, but you can't guarantee that. We get a disgusting shot in that terrain as he leaves, but now here's that Murat who's looking to finish us off. He is getting shot at, but he might he misses one shot, so he can't completely kill us here, but he does get 2 shots into us, which is not ideal, because that puts us on to a 1-shot to a lot of these tanks remaining. Now at this stage of the game, 9 versus 4, you'd think this game's almost over, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Now at this point, the one line is clear. Like, we know that. we know the enemy tanks are either on just below this train track where we're heading, or on the hill, or up in A9. So that's the only place they can be. So what I need for my team is to get closer to the action now, so that if I spot for them, they're going to be able to shoot the targets. I have no idea why our artillery is in the F8 position, by the way. I wasn't watching what was going on there. So I was pushing up, but as that happens, I spot an enemy CS on the hill. Now, if our team was kind of looking or moving up a little bit further, then they would be in render to absolutely delete this target right now. But that's not happening, so I'm guessing that they're too far back, that they're either out of render from this tank, which is the most likely option, or they just wasn't paying attention. Now, I am trying to keep this target spotted, but I get lit, and this is not great, because remember that CS is full health, so I can't stay where I am, because I don't have the hit points to deal with that CS by myself. I need my team to shoot them. So I'm having to run, having to move back now and try and escape a little bit. I stopped just in case the CS was chasing me, but I might be able to get a shot into that enemy CS. But it doesn't look like that's what's happening. He's kind of stuck in the sort of A7. And I'm in a kind of a weird situation here, because our team is starting to die. And although this game was looking almost very much likely a win, because we've got those shots from the Murat earlier, which wasn't ideal, we're now in a more dangerous situation. So I can't fight that CS where he is, not by myself. I need help. And we are in a 5 versus 3, but 2 of our targets are artillery. One of our artillery who is in the E7 position, I can't really see what he can shoot at. Like, maybe he can shoot the target, the CS at A7. That's about it. So I don't know how much useful that enemy artillery is going to be to our team here. Our other artillery, could shoot targets, but we lose our friendly CS 59 now, and it's put us back to a 4 versus 3, and it's almost pretty much like a 3 versus 3 if you like. And I've got to be careful because of my hit points which I've got left. So I'm trying to spot the hill, I'm trying to spot that CS so I can get shots in, but I get detected, and it's that enemy CS who is moving very aggressively towards our location, and I have got to try and get out of there quick. Thankfully, our friendly artillery puts a shot in, which I think delays him somewhat. He's now shooting our friendly waffle here, and I need to try and escape and get out of here, because I'm having a good game. I'm just shy of 7,000 damage with 5,000 assistance here. The CS has still got a lot of hit points remaining. He's probably got 2,000 hit points left. Now, I was originally going to push to the sort of K7 area and shoot down on that CS, but I know there's a target on the hill. I think there's a leopard on the hill. And I opted not to risk for it, because I thought it's very risky. The leopard can kill me in one shot. So if I get spotted doing that, which I kind of wish I did, because I could have just, peeked, shot the CS, and then got back down into cover and tried to do it that way. But I thought I'd run, because I thought that CS was going to push our waffle, and I would be in a position to get shots into that CS if he did that. So that was kind of my plan. With the hit points I lost, I had to play this game slightly different. If I would have still had the hit points remaining, which I lost from the enemy Murat, I could have played more aggressively in this situation, but I couldn't really do it with the hit points I had lost. So that CS has lost a lot of hit points now, and that's a one shot. I'm not sure how many hit points the Leopard has got, honestly, at this point, and there's one more tank remaining as well, which I can't remember what that target is. So nothing's really happened, so I'm having to go back now, because they haven't pushed how I thought they would. The CS has gone into the dip, and the enemy team have played more passive than I thought they was going to play. So I'm going to try and go back into position to shoot this enemy medium tank here. The enemy CS is fighting our friendly artillery in the low ground, and I'm going to try and get a shot into this enemy medium tank. We hit that shot, putting them onto a one shot. Now 2 of the tanks remaining are also a one shot here, and the other enemy CS gets shut down by our other enemy artillery, so a good shot there, putting us onto a 3 versus 2 now. But like I say, it's 2 enemy artillery, and then there's me. I've got 7,000 damage with 5,000 assistance. Now the enemy Leopard has been seen chasing down our friendly artillery. Now he's a one shot to me, and now maybe I could have pushed up there, but I'm also a one shot to Leopard. So I thought, what's logical here? I thought the leopard's just killed the enemy artillery. I would have thought he's going to come back across this way, so I stopped to wait, you know, because this is what I thought was going to happen. The leopard would come back across here to try and get over to this other side, and I might be able to get a shot into him, but that is not what's happened. The enemy medium tank gets shot, and unfortunately I missed that shot into that medium tank, which is not great, but maybe I will get another opportunity at getting a shot into this guy. I'm going to wait. I'm hoping I don't get spotted, because the leopard might be able to shoot me. I don't get spotted. I finish this tank off. But like I say, I thought the leopard was going to come across here. He knows that I'm in this sort of location, but that's not what's happened. So I thought, where is the leopard gone? Does he stay there hiding? I thought, let's just get to the middle of the map, and surely he'll be making his way then to kill the friendly artillery who's in the low ground, you know. But unfortunately that's not what's happened. I've got caught out, and this is really poor timing. I go for an auto aim shot on the move. Unfortunately I hit a little bump there, and I missed my shot, and I got killed by the leopard, and that's annoying. If I just waited where I was for another 10 seconds, I probably would have spotted that leopard, and then I could have got a shot into him. Or I could have gone up to the hill, and I should have just played more patiently at the end, because it's kind of a shame to take it out there. Now, I thought we was going to lose this game based on our artillery getting killed by the leopard. What actually happens is the leopard never finds the enemy artillery, so I'm not going to sit here for 2 minutes. I'm just going to skip ahead to the end of the game. Okay then, so it was a close defeat. Although the artillery didn't get taken out, it was a shame to end the game that way. I feel like I could have done better at that last closing moment, but we still get 3 kills, 7,000 damage, 5,000 assistance, so a good game nonetheless. But that is the end for the video, so thank you so much for your amazing support, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!